Hey guys, this is day 148 of startup. So I just had meeting with a founder, co-founder of a $4 billion startup in America. So it's a cybersecurity company about to do its IPO, and he's one of the four co-founders of that company. And this is a story about how I reached out to him and what we talked about. So he's actually a graduate from the university I studied in India, and he's like 4 or 5 years senior to me. And I tried to reach out to him multiple times before on LinkedIn and email, but he never responded. So last Saturday, I just called him out of the blue and just introduced myself that I am the graduate of the same university and I just want to talk to him. And he said, "What about?" And I said, "Just like I'm doing a startup and I'm new in America, I just want to learn from you." And he agreed for a meeting. And I was definitely very nervous about that call. And later on, when I listened on the phone, I recorded the conversation for my own analysis. Later on, I sounded so bad, my voice was so nasal, and I was so like stuttering, but still he agreed for the meeting, and he asked me to send an email for calendar appointment, and he agreed to the calendar. And this also is like, this was so important experience for me because we placed so much importance in making that perfect call. But it turns out probably that even imperfect call, and maybe because it is imperfect, it makes it more genuine. People do give time. And also, like, I should agree that he was a university from the same university, so that created some connection. So today I had that meeting and he came up 5 minutes late, and I thought that probably he'll not show up, but he did show up. So that's great. And I told him about my idea, and he was skeptical in the beginning, but then as I explained, he said, "Yeah, it sounds plausible. He will be interested, and it's interesting, and he will be interested to see like how it goes." And then he asked if I have more ideas, and I said yes. I told multiple ideas in the same cold calling space, and he found them interesting. And he said that he knows a champion of cold calling who set up for his own company, and now that person has actually his own startup in cold calling space, which is now I think around half a billion in valuation. And he said that he can connect me to him if I want to talk to him. So I wasn't sure like how that conversation will go because he like me and him, we are trying to do the same thing. And I know that there's always some fear in the back of the mind of every entrepreneur that someone will copy your idea. I don't know like how to deal with that. Not sure if I'll take up on that offer to connect with that other person, but it was great to talk to this founder and get his feedback. So the most important part was like he agreed on the problems he himself said. So my part, I really want to solve the problem with the difficulty of cold calling, like how hard it is emotionally, how to make it easier, how to make it less nervous, nerve wracking. And he agreed that as a founder he finds it very hard to make cold calls, and he has himself hired an SDR to make calls for him. So he does LinkedIn, he does emails, but he has another person call for him. So he agreed with the problem, and he also agreed that it's always good that if the founder himself can make calls, that will be so much more personalized and more connection. And I'm actually working on that area to help founders themselves make these calls and do it efficiently and effectively without feeling nervous. So yeah, if you are a founder and you are struggling with those issues, you come talk to me. I will not sell you my product, I will give it to you for free. And also probably we can talk how we can solve that problem. I will take your ideas and maybe I can share some insights of my own how I deal with these issues. So take care. Oh, by the way, this video was also supposed to be a little bit of a pitch for cold calling. So this particular call was not exactly cold because I had a university connection, so there was a little warming factor there. So I'm not sure whether it can be called a cold call, but at the same time, A lot of people say that cold calling doesn't work, people do not pick up the phone. But when I called him, he did not know me, he did not have my number saved. So for him, it was a call from an unknown number, and it was a cold call, and he just picked up in two rings. So cold calling does work. But of course, now once a person picks up the phone, it's very hard, like what to say to engage him. So yeah, it is hard, there's learning curve. But and maybe it doesn't work for a lot of people who have not learned the right way to do cold calling. But I think it's just wrong to say that cold calling doesn't work in general. So yes, there's learning curve, and then it can work. And so that was also a pitch for cold callings. If you do not cold call, start doing it and talk to me, and we can form a community of cold callers and help each other out. Take care.